This session is an overview of the drugs that we're going to discuss in this course. We'll expand on this in much more detail in later weeks. As I mentioned in previous lectures, there are about 10 classes of drugs or group of drugs that we are going to talk about. The first one is alcohol. This is a drug with massive use in our society and worldwide, and it is a major health problem. Another group is tobacco, which of course contains nicotine, and this also causes major health problems worldwide. Another, caffeine. We don't usually consider it to be a serious addiction problem, but it's clearly something that many of us like to take. We do take it, and if we don't take it, we might get headaches and feel bad. Some say that caffeine is the most widely used psychoactive substance in the world. Psychoactive meaning it affects our minds. Marijuana, shown here, is widely used, and it's another one of these classes of drugs. Inhalants are often solvents found in glue or something like gasoline. They are the cause of major health problems in third world countries and among children in those countries. And another group are the opioids. And because of the importance of these drugs and medicine as painkillers, many opioids of various types have been developed. In the last 50 to 60 years, many anti-anxiety and sedative drugs have been developed, and they are very useful and very important in medicine, but they are also addicting. The next group is the psychostimulant group, and it contains drugs like cocaine, amphetamine, and methamphetamine. The hallucinogens include PSP or phencyclidine and others like LSD. Then there's a catch-all group, other the things that don't quite fit into these other classes and new things that are probably on horizon and that are being developed that we will discover to be addicting. So those are the various drugs and group of drugs that we will be discussing throughout this course. Here we see some of the chemical structures of some of those substances. Structures for ethanol, nicotine, cocaine, and THC, which is the active ingredient or one of the active ingredients in marijuana. THC is standing for tetrahydrocannabinol. You can see at a glance that we structures very greatly. Ethanol is a very small molecule, whereas THC is a much larger and far more complex molecule. It's interesting that even though these different molecules have very different shapes, they can all be addicting and abused. And this is something that we will have to try and figure out. Now let's consider the side effects. The reason we're talking about these 10 classes of drugs is because they're either addicting or abused to the point where they cause problems in our lives. But another problems with their drugs is that they have toxicities or side effects. And the different drugs have different toxicities and different side effects. If you can stop taking the drugs, if you take them again and again, then you develop greater and greater toxicity. The toxicity of these drugs will be a major issue that we'll look at in subsequent session. These are examples of toxic side effects. Alcohol can cause liver disease. Marijuana decreases mental and psychical performance significantly. And I consider withdrawal from drugs a toxic side effect, which it is. Note that withdrawal from alcohol, for example, can be life-threatening. It can cause seizures and other serious problems. So not only is the addiction due to this substance a problem, but the public health people have recognized that there are various toxicities associated with this substance. And these toxicities contribute significantly to the problem of drug abuse and addiction. Please take a moment to complete the websites that we've talked about and find information about the different drugs that are abused. Perhaps you have a special interest in one of them. It would be useful for you to research one of two. As I said earlier, their sites will be a good source for the most recent information about many aspects of drug use.